As Nigerians continue to wait endlessly for uninterrupted power supply in the country, where is the weakest link in the power supply value chain in a roadmap flagged off since 2005? Today, the groundings remain unabated as some Nigerians blame the federal government's failure to privatize the Transmission Company of Nigeria as reason for the failure in the power sector, though some others have raised a red flag on the privatization plan that the TCN should exercise caution on this privatization. Now, it's so much uncertainty as to which direction the federal government is toying regarding the target of generating 10,000 megawatts by 2019. And to the big question, can the federal government deliver on this mandate before the deadline of 2019? It's question time. Welcome to the program. I'm Benga Ashiru. You may also join in this conversation by sending us your comments on our various social media platforms showing on your screen. As foreign exchange pressure affects the contract value of power transmission equipment and the procurement process tied with so much bottlenecks, the TCN currently transmits 6,000 megawatts while 20 billion naira has been released and just about 60% has been spent so far. In a bid to set the record straight, Channels TV crew caught up with the managing director of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, Dr. Atiku Abubakar Tambuwal. On the issue of privatizing the TCN, Dr. Tambuwal is of the opinion that the federal government might need to exercise caution due to security constraints. Join us in this exclusive interview.
My honest advice is that we should be a little bit careful such that we don't enter into the same situation we are with regards to the distribution and generation companies, some of which have been privatized, and some like the hydros which are under concession. What I mean is, let us first of all see how these entities have performed. We are now in a situation when the market liquidity is very volatile. The market cannot sustain itself, and we are yet to see the benefit of privatization in general. I know it is it's at the beginning there will be problems. Government and all stakeholders are working to see how we get out of these issues. So in the meantime, it will be better to wait and see the benefit and the gains of this first stage of privatization and concessioning that has taken place. Then we can move into transmission, which you know is of strategic security importance to the country. So it's not wise to throw it into the hands of private people. There are many implications of doing so. Worldwide, most of the national grids or transmission infrastructure is still retained by government. So I think we should exercise restraint.
What exactly do you imply by ascribing security implications to the privatization of the TCN?
Well, as you know, it's the backbone of power supply. I mean, whatever you generate has to come into the national grid before it goes into the distribution. And by having transmission playing this critical role, it has security implications in the country's power delivery. So any form of sabotage, for example, or any threat to national security can be easily manipulated when you are dealing with the national grid. So that's why it is very important to have government in firm control and not allowing third parties or private hands to be involved in such affairs.
There is a groundswell of feeling that the transmission is the weakest link in the power value chain and thereby constraining other players in the power distribution chain, especially the discos, in delivering power supply to the consumers. How would you react to this allegation?
It has been said that transmission is weakest link, which I have on many occasions refuted to say that we are not. At the moment, transmission is capable of wheeling whatever is being generated from our generating stations. And we have the capability to wheel more than 6,000 megawatts at the moment. As you are aware, the highest generation or utilization of power happens in February with 5,074 megawatts. That's the highest we have ever produced. And our transmission grid was able to sustain it. And we are also having plan to expand the network such that even if there is considerable rise in generation, we know we have restriction due to gas now, but as soon as it is over, the challenge will be for us to wheel out whatever is produced.
There are fears that the current plan to boost power generation to about 7,000 megawatts may not lift the power sector because transmission capacity has not improved over the years. What are you doing to douse this anxiety?
Well, like I said, I know that we might be able to generate close to 7,500 megawatts if all the gas constraints are addressed. But like I said, transmission has ongoing projects. We have 22 critical projects which we know we'll be able to complete before this level of generation is achieved.